of severe illness from COVID. Those people should be certainly getting their fourth boosters now. And others can decide to get it now or wait until closer to the fall. Because again, getting 2-3 doses a year can be difficult depending on how things go. But overall, there is also a push to get a third booster approved for the ages of 5 to 11, as well as the first dose is approved for 6 months to 5 years, and those are all in the pipeline now. The initial studies for the 6-month to 5-year-olds didn't come back. They had to, look at the different formulations and try some other things. So those will all be coming hopefully in the next couple of months. So we'll have everyone eligible for the vaccine that wants one. So that's a quick update on the vaccines.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then last but not least, hot off the presses, our Office of Communications finalized a promo video for our job fair that's happening the end of this month, April 27th, here in this building from 4 to 7 p.m. in the third floor of Rotunda. Randy, do you want to play that?
Come out and join us on April 27th for our Bucks County Career Fair. Learn about the many benefits of working right here in Bucks County. There's great pension, great vacation, and great people. So bring those questions and your resumes.
We're currently looking for caseworkers and social workers to join our awesome team here. We hope to see you soon on the 27th. We look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Hello, this is Captain Nottingham. We're looking for some quality individuals. Come join our team at Bucks County DOC.
We look forward to seeing you at the job fair on April 27th.
Hi, I'm John Guy from Emergency Communications. We are looking for dispatchers in our 911 center, and we also have some technical support positions. So make sure you stop and see us at the Career Fair, April 27th.
Hi, I'm Audrey Kenny,
And I'm Larry Lewis.
and we're with Emergency Services here in Bucks County. We're looking for some people to join our team, aren't we, Larry?
We're looking for you.
Yeah.
And no matter what your abilities are, there's a place for you in emergency services.
My name is John Regula. I'm the Chief Information Officer. Whether you are clinically inclined, business inclined, or whatever your skill set are, Bucks County has something that we can offer you, and we look forward to you sharing your skills with the community. Thanks for considering Bucks County. We'll see you there.
Great job. Great job. I just want to.
Come out and join us on April 20th.
I just want to thank the staff for participating in this and the departments that are going to be at the job fair. They've put a lot of work and effort into this, especially Billy Barnes and her team at Workforce and Economic Development. First time we're partnering with them, and we're really excited to have this event happen here.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, and all, just great reports all around, certainly from Ms. Humphrey, Mr. Rosati, Ms. Kenny. Thanks to Dr. Damsker for his input, and, seeing the videos as well. Gives you an idea of the great things happening here at the county, and they're right. We have job openings. If you're interested in joining the team, we're happy to have you. Moving on to the solicitor's report.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'll begin by reporting that the board had its standing executive session yesterday. There they conducted a meeting with staff and legal counsel to discuss collective bargaining negotiations, as well as to receive updates on litigation and personnel and employment matters. And then finally, we have a plug from the law department concerning the county's continuing legal education program, which we began in the fall. So we're going to have our third course coming up next Friday, April 29th. This is going to be our third CLE course for attorneys, so it's right before the deadline for about a third of the attorneys in Pennsylvania. So for anyone who wants to learn more about purchasing, procurement, and contracts, it's going to be a great program that's presented by our purchasing director, Maureen McIlvain, along with Dan Greaser from the law department. And that will be 2 full hours of CLE credit, including half an hour of ethics credit. It'll be here in the administration building at 2:30. And for anyone who wants to register or who has questions, you can call the law department at 215-348-6464. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. We have for public comment, Mr. Warren.
Very well aware the largest portion of our county budget is social services, and the vast variety of social services. My question, therefore, is, do you know how many, if any, aliens are coming into Bucks County? I noticed that they reported in Cherry Hill recently, Westchester, New York. We're right in the middle. They will be desperately in need of social services. I think it's a very legitimate question for Bucks County taxpayers to ask. Do you know, and will you demand to know if and when they are being put into Bucks County? And lastly, last meeting, there was a great deal of discussion about the library board. When the library was designed, we designed it with the idea that the Pearl Buck room would be available for public use for educational things. Could you check with the library board, please, and see when they anticipate that being open? We meet here maskless, planes maskless everywhere except the fiefdom of the Kingdom of Philadelphia are we maskless. But I went to the Pearl Buck room, to the library yesterday, asking if we might be able to have a reunion of Congressman Greenwood, Congressman Kostemeyer for a public discussion. And they said, well, the Pearl Buck room, we don't know when it's going to be open, maybe the end of the summer, et cetera. Could you kind of finalize that?
Sure, you can find out, sure. And I can only speak for myself. I'm not aware of any tracking of aliens in Bucks County, so I'm, So they tell you, that's all. Yeah. So, okay, Commissioner comments. Commissioner Marseglia?
Just one thing briefly. Sunday, May 1st, we will be having yet another Hold On You Matter suicide prevention walk. You can go on to holdonyoumatter.com to register. It's at the Lower Bucks Tech School. Hopefully we'll have this on our website as well. We've been doing this ourselves for a few years, and it's a great way to raise some money to prevent suicide, but also to remember a loved one.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner DiGirolamo?
Yes, comment, and I just started to think about that when Diane Rossetti was up and talking about drugs, and our district attorney, Matt Weintraub, called the drug problem an epidemic, which is, I think, a proper word to use when you're talking about epidemic. And it affects us here countywide in a variety of ways. It affects our local municipalities and boroughs in a variety of ways, and it affects all the citizens of Bucks County in a variety of ways, and all of them negative. The one place I would like to point out here in the county is our Department of Corrections, and Dave Kratz is here. And the three commissioners are on the prison board, and we had a prison board meeting this past week, or last week, and Dave Kratz reported that in the month of March, in our prisons, there were 239 detoxes necessary for the month. So that's about 8 a day. So that's 8 people a day are coming into the prison, and they have most of them a drug addiction. Opiates and methamphetamine, I would bet most of them are, and they have to be medically detoxed. And it's causing a lot of problems, not only in our prison system, but some of these people, not many of them, but some of these people have to go to the hospital to get checked out because of the medical problems that are associated with addiction. And if that's not an epidemic, I don't know what is. And it might be time to start talking, and I think we have a little bit, the commissioners and some of the other people. I know a conversation with Diane Rossetti and some of our law enforcement people about maybe doing something a little bit different in our Department of Corrections when these people come in. And what comes to my mind would be not only a detox, which we're presently doing, but maybe following up that detox in prison and getting these people some aftercare, maybe in the form of some type of treatment. And why I say that is because, you know, there are different lengths of stays. Maybe somebody's going to come in just for a week and they're going to get detox and that'll be the end of it and then they're going to be released. Well, my guess would be they're just going to go out there right away and just, first thing they're going to do is look for drugs and get high again. So maybe if we explore, might be a good word, the possibility of not only doing detox, which we have to do, but also maybe getting some type of aftercare while they're inside inside and being incarcerated as far as treatment. And what that's going to look like, I'm not quite sure. You know, I think maybe we need to have a conversation with some people that are involved in this. I understand Philadelphia has some type of program where they do aftercare inside their prison system. So I think it's time we start taking a look at this, because if we can get these people help, just because somebody gets detoxed in the prison and put in the general population for a month or 2 or 3 months and come out, doesn't mean they're in recovery. It doesn't. They need to get aftercare and treatment, whether they get it once they get out or, as I'm kind of like suggesting, maybe getting it while they're incarcerated. These people need help. Addiction is a disease, and we should be looking at it like this, like any other disease, like heart disease or any other disease. Addiction's a disease, and these people need help, and if we don't get them help, we're just going to see them right back in the same place that they got out of because of their addiction, because 240 people a month. I mean, these people are committing crimes because of their addiction. They're the shoplifters, they're the people breaking into the cars, they're the people breaking into your homes all across Bucks County because they're looking to make money to help pay for their drugs. So I think it's a good idea to have a conversation about maybe looking about maybe if we can improve upon what we're doing already. And again, I always say the Department of Corrections is the toughest job in county government, and it is. And most of that toughness is because of the type of people they're dealing with who are coming into the prison. So I'm going to maybe take a stab at and looking at this a little bit different, and working with everybody, with Rachel, with Diane, with Dave, and my fellow commissioners, and other people here, and see if we might not come up with a better plan to help these people out, not only these people, but their families once they get out of being incarcerated. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Just a few things for me to kind of wrap up the meeting. We had been some discussion over the past couple of weeks about public comment here at our meetings and other meetings. So I'm going to ask the solicitor just take a look at, I guess, comparing how we stack up with generic kind of public comment policies, making sure all our other boards and authorities are following those the way they're supposed to. So that's the first thing. Just to summarize some of what we've done today with our meeting, the county, and I know former Commissioner Warren mentioned that social services is a huge part of what we do. We had a good presentation about our trails and the money that we're going to be investing in that. But just today, the commissioners on their agenda approved $3.8 million for senior citizens in Bucks County for health care, home care, food, and that goes through 2024. In addition, about $1.3 million was spent to benefit children in this community, in our county, who need assistance. Over almost a $250,000 for those residents of ours who suffer from intellectual or physical disabilities, about $187,000 to fight addiction, about $150,000 to fight truancy in Bucks County. So again, in addition to the things we mentioned about parks, so we're just getting a little idea of where your money is going, and how it's being used. So I think that's a fair thing to point out and a fair thing for people to know. As we, we're coming up on Earth Day. I think my first lesson, I used to teach environmental issues and geography for a long time. And my first lesson in environmentalism was when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. My father worked as an electrician for Roman Haas in Lower Bucks County for almost 40 years. For those who aren't as familiar, a very large chemical company, Philadelphia-based chemical company, had plants in Bristol and Croydon. He worked in both in the course of his time. And I remember driving from somewhere back home, going home, and driving past the factory at night. And I remember vividly the smokestack with the red flashing lights at the top. And I remember the sky being sort of a dark purple and the smoke coming out being sort of a lighter purple. My parents were sitting in the front seat, and I just made a comment which to me as a 7 or 8-year-old made a lot of sense. Maybe I was 9. Something to the effect of, they should put a big cork in that smokestack to stop that stuff from coming out. And my father didn't miss a beat. My father said, Bobby, if smoke ever stops coming out of that smokestack, you have to stop eating. My first lesson in environmentalism, which was that there was oftentimes a tug and pull between economic progress and putting food on the table and protecting the environment. And that certainly was true for a long time, but it hasn't been true for a while. For many people, they haven't made that adjustment. There are more people employed in the United States today in solar energy than in coal. There was a time in the 1970s when President Carter, who certainly isn't going to make the list as a great president in anybody's list, but where he put solar panels on the roof of the White House because he recognized that there was going to be a change. When he lost the election in 1980, President Reagan had them removed. And it's symbolic, I think, of where we could have been had we followed a little bit of that foresight. We are trailing countries like Germany and China in solar technology. How much further along would we be had we followed that path earlier? There are jobs being made in this county thanks to alternative energy, thanks to charging stations. We're going to need to educate a whole lot of mechanics and start training mechanics on how to fix electric vehicles, not just internal combustion engines. There are economic gains to be made by focusing on being cleaner, being greener. I'm proud of the work that we've done collectively on this board to start pushing that ball down the field a little bit. Hiring a sustainability officer, approving the Sierra Club's Ready for 100, working with some of our neighboring counties on solar energy initiatives, exploring solar energy possibilities for this county here in the Doylestown campuses. But we have a long way to go, and so we do as a nation as well. But as anything else, you think globally, act locally. We see that today. If you're worried about a larger scale drug problem, start with your medicine cabinet. If you're concerned about what's going on in your neighborhoods or communities, you can volunteer for the Medical Reserve Corps. You can be like Mr. Nyman and take a job in government or work for the county. There's a lot of things you can do locally that will have an impact, even if you don't think it does. So we encourage everybody to be thinking about our planet, be thinking about the future, and moving us into a bigger leadership position as a county. We can lead the way as we have done in the past in this Commonwealth, in this country, as a county. But we can do it together, working together, and I think that's a possibility for us. So appreciate all the work that everybody's put in to today's meeting. I think we had a productive meeting, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.